Hey, you guys. All right. April 10th. All right, here we are. Mercury's day at the planetary hour of the moon. And the moon is currently in Taurus, exalted. All right. Um, my main focus of this reading is going to be on the Mars Saturn conjunction. I did a previous reading earlier, more so with the tarot. All right. This one's more so is going to be about the signs pertaining to the planets that are in transit and how they are being affected. Okay. So I'm just going to get started right away. All right. Today's transit is going to be happening at 4:35 p.m. All right. At the planetary hour of Venus. All right. Zodiac signs that are affected by this transit: Aries and Scorpio, because they're ruled by Mars, as well as Capricorn and Aquarius, because they are ruled by Saturn. All right. So we have two cardinal energies here, two fixed energies here. If you guys have tuned into my previous readings, we are coming up out of cardinal energy, moving into fixed energy. All right. So this overall could be something you're dealing with, someone that you know. Again, we all have every zodiac associated within our charts. Find where it is in placement for you. This specific energy is a general reading pertaining to a sun, moon, and or rising energy of Scorpio, Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius. Okay? Or you just may have like a stellium of planets within one of these signs in your natal chart. Something like that. Okay? Let's look at Aries energy first. So Aries, this transit will be taking place in your 12th house, which is a house that can cause some sort of confusion when it comes to the emotional state. The 12th house is ruled by Neptune, the planet of illusions versus reality, which in fact is in its domicile sign at this time. Although not conjunct with this specific transit, you may find yourself looking for some sort of escape route if you try to walk away from things that need to be attended to. On a subconscious level, you may react in an impulsive way and express some anger out of fear that you could be experiencing some sort of loss. Here is where Saturn asks you to stand up and face what's no longer for you and stay disciplined in the direction in which action is being called upon. Be aware that the 12th house speaks of hospitals and prisons and also includes self-inflicting harm. So if you need some sort of psychological help, don't be afraid to ask, even if it consists of spiritual therapies. Take a moment to meditate and contemplate on what's being asked of you and why you are experiencing these feelings. Moving forward, you may have to go through a great deal of spiritual development to overcome this transit. All right, Mars is your ruling planet, so you may have to look within yourself and assess where and how you want to see improvement moving forward once your fiery planet steps into Aries on April 30th. Action, drive, momentum, courage, bravery, and passion will be looked upon. Mars is also the ruler to your 8th house, which is associated with death in general, sex, debt, taxes, including inheritances, property, etc. This can be seen as a karmic house as it is associated with deep emotional feelings and where facing your fears may be necessary. This transit takes place at the planetary hour of Venus, which in fact is in your sign. You could feel that what you value pertaining to relationships and partnerships are affecting you on a more personal level. Venus in Aries is at its detrimental energy, and it does not represent, or it does represent, a battle between the masculine and feminine polarities. You must know you are represented by the warrior planet, meaning you have a great chance of seeing the positive on the other side of this transit. Looking into the primary ruling houses in which Saturn rules for you, there seems to be a connection to career and collaborations with friends. This area of the chart shows where communities come together and reflect on hopes and dreams in life. The 10th house is a serious house in which you are pointed to focus on your divine life purpose, how you reflect with authority figures, government organizations, and how you may live in the public eye seems to be prominent. All right, so ask yourself these questions during this transit. How do you want to present yourself to the world after experiencing the solar eclipse in your first house? Are you physically taking care of your body and your appearance? Have you been treating those you are partnered with, whether romantic, platonic, having contractual agreements with, and this also could include your finances? How can you stay disciplined and focused during such a hard time? Overall, has this transformation helped you move forward on your new path? All right, so moving forward with Scorpio's energy. All right, so Scorpio, this transit will be taking place in your 5th house, which is a house that rules over love affairs and where you are meant to truly enjoy life. It is also the realm of self-expression, where you take center stage. Creativity, passion, happiness, joy, contentment, peace is being called upon. You could be hearing some shocking news pertaining to children, or you could also be experiencing some sort of difficulty and or loss in which you may want to express anger. You could be seen as an influential person by the way you have been conducting yourself, or you can bring out that fiery, mysterious, secretive side where you rather keep things hidden and to yourself. Neptune is also sitting in your 5th house, where the illusions may take over your emotions at this time rather than logical thinking. You could want to isolate and stay to yourself. You must not be in a confused state of mind and show up where Saturn is asking you to take care of your responsibilities. Being that Mars rules your 1st house, the way that you present yourself to others may be assessed. People may want to interact with you face to face where you are required to show up in person. There are restrictions to this energy as Mars also rules Aries in your 6th house, where we just experienced the solar eclipse. The 6th house is associated with the trickster planet Mercury. Mercury is being reviewed when it comes to your health. This is your mind, your body, your spirit, daily routines, and how you are being called to be of service to others. Staying focused and grounded, efficient and organized in your life, and have all the details in order before moving forward. Scorpio, you are ruled by Pluto, which means you are experiencing transformation in your 4th house. House of home, which associations to Aquarius' energy. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, which in fact is the main star of this conjunction in your 5th house. You may find that there are difficulties with your happiness pertaining to family, mother figures, your environment, children, even pets, and you are being forced to deal with these issues. A change of scenery could be coming up in the near future. This transit occurs at the planetary hour of Venus, sitting in your 6th house. There can be a clash of emotional feelings pertaining to finances, relationships, contracts, the subconscious state in which you want to just escape from the madness of it all. You could be choosing to work hard to avoid anxiety, or even considering stepping out of your romantic relationships to release some stress. Be wise with your choices, as mistakes can cause long-term heartbreak and disappointments. Ask yourself these questions. Are you moving forward to live a life of perfection out of illusions? Are you eating and sleeping correctly or overworking? Have you been treating others with respect? How can you stay disciplined and focused during such a hard time? And overall, how can this transformation pertaining to shifts happening in your home environment help you overcome your issues? All right, so the other zodiac signs are going to be Capricorn and Aquarius, which are ruled by Saturn. All right, so Capricorn, this conjunction with Mars, normally exalted in your sign, is taking place in your 3rd house. This house represents those who have interest in writing, in the media, or associations with communication in general. A highly active house because it is associated with our minds and how we think. You could find being outspoken, unafraid of sharing your ideas, as well as having interest with online social networks helps you stand apart from others in a positive way, in fact. This conjunction may be calling for you to take a position of leadership on a specific project in which it requires lots of concentration, deep diving into research, and presenting a way to communicate it out to others. You could be seen as a public speaker, stepping up into a position of authority within a community of people, and or writing a book. You could be struggling with the conjunction due to Mars being a planet that requires fast-moving action and Saturn representing slow and steady patient work. You may emotionally feel that your reputation is on the line here, as well as it being your duty to persevere and accomplish a specific project that may have important associations with the local community. You are the representation of discipline, and the way to overcome Mars's fast-moving, impulsive energy is to just take your time, isolate if needed, and focus on the outcome rather than stressing and having anxiety over what details consist of. What's being highlighted here for Capricorn is the 4th house of home and the 11th house of friendships, pertaining to where Mars is ruled in your chart. On one hand, you're being called to take action with community groups, volunteering, and even bonding on a more humanitarian level. Whereas on the other hand, you have Saturn, your ruling planet, overseeing the 1st house of self and the 2nd house of resources. You may find that you actually have valuable people in your environment. They may be able to help you with resourceful information, but the need to double back on the facts before presenting this information could be where the frustration comes in. Here is where you come into play. You are the GOAT, so to speak. So when there is lots of work to get done, you are just the person for the job. Fulfillment is assured, so more so a win-win. Okay? So ask yourself these questions. Is the frustration that comes with the job worth it to you? Do you feel what you are researching is helping the collective more so? Is it helping you? Is the energy calling for more passion or more structure and discipline? Are you isolating? If so, does it help you think more clearly? Do you feel satisfied with the work that you put out? All right. And last but not least, we have Aquarius. All right. So Aquarius, this transit will be taking place in your 2nd house of values and self-acceptance. Also associated with finances, resources, and possessions. This is where making major purchases are being assessed, as well as how you make, save, and spend your money. Mars, ruling over your 3rd house, is where contracts are being identified and looked over before signing any agreements. Also rules the 10th house and how you connect with authority figures. As the rebellious soul that you are, here is where I find that authority figures may actually have issues with you. You may find that there could be some sort of trickery happening around travel in the local community and even in the environment in which you live. Aquarius being ruled by Saturn, the planet of authority, you may seem to want to reflect the energy back to those that are in authority, which then causes a literal war. All right. There's a very thin line when it comes to the placements for Aquarius. The following houses included. That includes the 1st house of self, the 2nd house of finances and resources, the 3rd house of communication, the 4th house of home, 10th house of career, and the 12th house of the subconscious. There literally may be a love-hate relation to the energy. You could be experiencing some sort of newfound journey that also associates to spiritual work, therapeutic work, in fact. Intuitively, you could sense that's what's being called to take action on, even if it's not clearly seen in front of you, is where you should be. On the other hand, you could feel restricted by authority. Your humanitarian ways will lead you to success here. I see the 9th house of higher knowledge, belief systems, and foreign travel being of significance, pertaining to the opposition in which the recent solar eclipse has taken place. You may find that you have a natural gift in which the planet of Venus is leading you towards your next project. Okay, so ask yourself these questions. Why do you feel the need to serve and protect as if you were in a literal war? Okay, you can be very, very rebellious. Subconsciously, what are you experiencing that is pushing you to change careers? What makes you feel restricted in finances? How has your spirituality helped you gain a different perspective? And if you were offered new experiences, would you accept a position of leadership? All right, guys. So that's what I have pertaining to the information I've gathered so far. I'm going to actually pull one crystal on this energy for today, and I'm going to move on from this transit. All right, because I really want to post this video and get it out to you guys in time. All right, let's look at this energy. Amber down at the bottom of the deck as I split obsidian. Observing the self, self-reflecting, knowing thyself, healing family patterns, releasing karma, preserving wisdom gained by lessons of the past. Okay? Let's see what comes out here for this energy today. Moonstone. Interesting. Intuition, insight, inner wisdom, and inner voice. All right, I'll read it out to you guys. Number 37. There we go. Interesting. It's like right to the page. All right, so inner knowing, inner sensing, these are the talents that the conscious universe has bestowed upon all of us. But we have been conditioned to minimize their importance and instead pay more attention to the knowing that comes from experiencing life through our physical senses and logical analysis. Do you hone your intuition? Do you trust it? Even when you can't point to a logical reason why you know what you know. Your message from Moonstone Spirit is to tune in and listen to your intuition. It will speak to you through an inner voice, an inner vision, an inner sensation that feels real because, well, it is. It has many ways of communicating to you. Now is the time to pull back the veil between the visible and invisible worlds. Trust that the hidden reality matters, and know that your intuition comes from the conscious universe, which possesses wisdom, knowledge, and understanding far beyond your own. All right, so crystal spirit meditation. Meditating with Moonstone amplifies our knowings by reconnecting us to the moon, the tides, and the mystery of the divine feminine. It brings us back to our intuition and draws our attention to the cycles of life. From maiden to mother to crone, Moonstone is a wonderful stone for using during pregnancy. All right, so those that are birthing new things, those that are impregnated at this time, congratulations. Okay, it is a new journey for you, obviously, but it's more so giving me the energy of that full moon, the solar eclipse energy. All right, it's giving me the energy of the moon. All right, and how important it is. And I mean, obviously, with the moon being in Taurus pertaining to fertility as well, this could be a time of you seeing things actually grow. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to be leaving the reading there.